All right, everyone. It is 8:59. We're going to leave 1 minute so that the notifications can go out so that way we can get ready for the last session of the March 21 Dance with Us Live Dance-a-thon. So thank you again. I'm going to come a little closer. Yep, we still got about a minute to go. So we're just going to let folks come on in and get ready for this session. Again, my name is Amanda Cardona. This is our first dance-a-thon of the year, and it is our last of 3 sessions. So if this is your first time with us, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you've been able to check it out throughout the course of the last 3 days, thank you again for coming back and spending some time with us. Let's see. Just a quick reminder when we do our dance-a-thon, it is over 3 days, Facebook, Instagram, social media. You can look for us with the same name, Dance with Us Dance-a-thon, Dance with Us Live Dance-a-thon across all of the platforms. So that way, make sure you subscribe or follow, so that way you get the updates and the reminders when we are going live. And from that, early thank you to everyone, all of the instructors. And sorry, we had some, I called it Technology Tuesday today. We had some glitches, but we kept it coming throughout the day. So I think with that, DJ Jonathan, we're at about 9 o'clock. I wanted to give some time for folks to come in online. Yeah. All right. So today's session, we'll let them know. I'm being a little ambitious and I'm in socks. We are going to try a Pachanga basic. And then the Pachanga, we'll just finish off putting that into New York style salsa. Okay, so what I'm going to focus on is breaking down that Pachanga basic, a single time one, and then we'll just jam out with some freestyle dance. Pachanga, the word in and of itself, means party, all right? And it is a style that, I mean, the word I think explains it just perfectly. It's fun. We want to have some soft knees. There's certain instruments that help mark that. You may see Pachanga dance a lot to charanga music, or there's different instrumentation, which we don't have all the time to get into today, but stay tuned. Okay, so I'm going to turn around because it's a little bit easier to follow this breakdown. And I'm going to get a little technical in the time we have. All right. And I like to break down Pachanga in 3 pieces. We call it the slide, the open, and the very technical names. But when we demonstrate it, it'll probably, hopefully, make sense. So let me go ahead and turn around. Now, in our Pachanga basic, the idea, if you haven't seen Pachanga, number one, we want to have soft knees. Now, if you have taken classes before, you may have folks who say kind of have this bounce, right? This little rocky motion, totally fine. So if you're used to it that way, definitely continue with that because we do need that. So we have this little bouncing action. And at the end of the day, it's fun and funk and attitude. Now, we want to have these soft knees to do this step. If you haven't seen a Pachanga basic, it's usually, if I'm coming from a salsa basic and New York style, bum, 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 it has this kind of bouncy feeling, yeah? Very hard to do it straight legs. So we want to make sure soft knees. You want to lean forward a little bit, that's okay too. I actually put a visual in my mind when I think about Pachanga, about being in Puerto Rico during Pachanga and the holidays and watching some of my relatives who maybe had a little bit too much fun imbibing and somehow they were managing to hang over but still dance to the beat of the music. So I put that in my mind and I try to emulate that feeling. All right, so breaking this down quickly, we're going to go through ABC or parts 1, 2, 3. I want you to think about brushing your foot and step. Brush and step. And I'm in socks because it is a little bit easier for me to slide. My other sneakers are hard rubber and we don't want to injure our ankles or our knees. So when you're practicing this at home, think brush, but you want to be connected to the floor. So brush and step, brush and step. I'm alternating right now, but when you're at home, try to practice each of these brushes each side, like 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4, up to 8, and repeat right, left. That way it puts it into your muscle memory. Then you can alternate, like we're going to do here. And 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, 5 step, 6. You'll notice that when I brush and I step, notice how my knees get soft, okay? So I'm not to a straight leg. That's part 1. Part 2, let me show it from the front. With Pachanga, it has this angular kind of feel, yeah? Think about, don't worry about degrees of opening up 30, 45. For now, just concentrate on core and hips. Think about each diagonal, okay, of your corner of your whatever room you're in. So our goal is to open up, okay, open up. How do we do that? You'll notice, remember I said brush back? So with one foot I'm brushing and with my supporting leg, I'm opening. That allows me to line up for my diagonal angle. I'm showing it from the front. Now what gets tricky is we don't want to over rotate. Our goal is to have 2 things happening at once. So one leg is going back, the other leg is opening. Yeah? So it's a little bit of like rubbing your belly and patting your head at the same time. It's natural to kind of over rotate. Over time, think about trying to have one leg going straight back and forth while the other leg is opening up. Ah, yeah? Ah, and, ah, and, ah. Again, repeat to 8. Yeah, on each side. One side always feels better than the other. Practice the one that doesn't feel good. Yeah, because we love to practice the one that we're really good at, but the one that we want to make us really strong dancers is to practice the side that's like, not that great. Okay, so for me, that is always my left side. So here, here, notice my hip, my right hip is opening up as my left leg is going back. And, and. So that's part 2. We did the brushing. This is part 1, practice. Part 2 practice is open, close, open, close, open, close, and open, close. Part 3 is where all the magic, you bring it all together. Now, I mentioned in that Pachanga basic, I had this kind of bouncing action, yeah? So we have to finish off part 1 and part 2. How do I do that? I'm going to demonstrate it from front and then turn around. So here, I open up. Now, I'm going to, my goal, working from the bottom up, is to take my right foot. It's almost as if I'm using the heel of my right foot to push my left foot out the way. Okay, so it's a little bit of a kick. Now, I have somewhat tight abs. You can also imagine like, that's this little bending feeling, yeah? So I tighten the butt a little bit. So that way, the idea is to kick one foot out of the way. So putting it all together, brush back, open up, kick. So I have brush back, open up, and kick. My weight is now on my right leg. So how do I set up for the other side? Left leg will go straight back while my right hip opens up. Make sure we don't over rotate. Yeah. So you're trying to open and kick forward. All right. And we basically wash, rinse, repeat. This is a lot for like 5 minutes. So don't worry if you're like kind of hopping. That's okay. The idea is that you can come back to this video and practice this general technique and work it into your songs, into your dance. So turning around. Part 1, brush back. Part 2, open the hip. So we have 1, 2, and we're going to think tushy, right foot. You're trying to kick that left foot forward and sit. Yeah? Now we take the left foot back. Right foot, right hip opens up. Boom. And push. Straighten and push. Straighten and push. Straighten and push. straighten and push. You want to try that again. How many times I said? 8. Multiply it times a whole lot. Now, how do we get into that step? From our New York style basic. Yeah, so I have basic 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Notice my right foot is already slightly back, but we want a second motion to prepare. So I still need to prepare and bring it back a little bit further. And, or on to the 8. And, or 8, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And you can go all the way up to 8, however much you want. Of course, depending on where you exit, we'll change the timing of your basic, and then you'll want to adjust from there. Whether you need a change step or whether you need to do half of a basic to get on timing, you improvise past there. So let's try this. We're going to put on one super slow song, and then we're just going to do a fusion, trying that step with some salsa steps. So from our basic, we have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Prepare. And 1, and 3, and 5, and 7. Now to get out, so many different ways. You could step and 1. Usually I do a little tap. So I have 8, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 1, and 3, and 5, and 7, and 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. It's kind of like a little punto done. That way in my mind, I completed the step fully, and then I'm going on to my basic. As you get comfortable with it, you don't need to put the little tab. You're like, hey. You could play around and do lots of different things. But for now, we always start with our foundation and work our way up. Again, I call this kind of like classic Pachanga. There's so many steps. They were used in partner dances in Pachanga in the 50s and the 60s. There's some amazing, awesome videos out there. You can have a deeper funk. You have people who have really expanded or kind of evolved the flavor. Again, this is just the tip of the iceberg to give you a little wet your whistle. Yeah? Jonathan is showing off his James Brown funk Pachanga back here. Wish y'all could see that maybe next time. But for now, DJ Jonathan, let's try that first song. We're just going to warm up. I'm going to call out the basic, and then I'm going to show you a single, double. I'm not going to break it down today, but if you're comfortable and you want to try it, you'll see it here. Okay? DJ Jonathan.
We have Tito Rodriguez. Ahora me toca a mí.
All right. I'm going to do the first 2 facing you, and then I'll turn around. So we have our basic step. We have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Basic, and 1, 3, and 5, and 7, and basic, 2, 3. Try it again. 1, 3, 5, and 7, and 1, 2, 3, 5. Basic, 1, 2, 3. Here we go again. 1, 3, 5, and 7, and 1, 2. Turning around. Basic. 1, 2, 3. One more basic. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Prepare. And 1, and 3, and 5, and 7, and 1, and 5. Basic. And 1, 2, 3. Here we go. I prepare. Open. 5, and a basic. 1, 2, 3. One more basic. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Prepare. 1, 3, 5. Basic. And 1. All right. I'm going to try a single, double. So what do I mean? And 1, 3, 2, and single, double. And 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, and single, double. Here we go. And up, and up. And 1, 2, 3. Basic. And 1, 2, 3. Here we go. And single, double, and single. single, double, basic, one, back, middle, shimmy, single, single, double, here we go, and 1, 3, 5, 7, and 1, 3, singles, and 1, 3, 5, basic, and 1, take the single, going forward, 1, basic, basic, single, go, and 1, can we try it in a circle? 1, 3, 5, 7. All right, how do we feel so far?
Oh, burning here.
The peanut gallery back there is commenting. All right, so guys and gals, that was a little taste of basic pachanga. I want to, before we put on this final song, thank you so much again for tuning in to any or all of the days of the dance-a-thon. Remember, we're trying, our goal is to have this dance-a-thon 4 times a year. The idea came about early on in the pandemic last year, not only for the instructors, so that we all had ways to continue to collaborate with one another, but honestly to just get up and move. Yeah. Early on, we were kind of like, mm-hmm. And so this kind of gave us a way to just 5 minutes of the day, like get up, shake it off, keep the wheels running, be creative, work with each other, and the final and perhaps most important part, share it with all of you all. So we're so excited that the community continues to grow on all of the social media platforms. Please continue to spread the word because we will be here sharing it with all of you all. The videos stay live on the different social media platforms. So be sure if you didn't catch it live or if you're like, dang it, I tuned in at 9:20 and I missed it, that's okay. They're there. Also, the website is going to have the library of everything. You can check out the bios of all of our instructors. Our family of instructors keeps growing each session, so that's super exciting for me. So be sure to visit www.amandalcardona.com. No, wixsite.com/dance with us. So again, thank you. Hopefully we will see you in June. And again, all of the teachers donate their time and to volunteer their time and their efforts and their knowledge with you all. So if you so choose, and you would like to support us with a donation or getting one of our new shirts here, let us know and we'd be happy to get that out to you. Until then, have a great evening. DJ Jonathan, thank you to all the instructors and let's dance this out.
Caramelo.
Who's that by?
By Johnny Pacheco.
All right. So I'm going to face you for the first bit, and then we're just doing dance style, dance class style. Same step, final one. Hop. Oh yeah. Same, final one. Hop. Bye-bye. Ease up. Pachanga. 1, 3, 5. Basic. 1, 2, 3. Basic. And then 1, 2, 3. Pachanga. Basic. Single, single, double. Hey. Basic. 1, 2, 3. Single, single. Break it down. 1, 3, 5. Basic. 1, 3, 5, 6, 7. Try to start with this basic. 1, 2, 3, pop backwards. Pop backwards. Pop backwards. And 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to turn around. Give me a Susie Q and my Pachanga. And 1, 2, 3. Here we go. And 1, 3. Basic. And 1, 2, 3. Give me extended Susie Q. What do I need? And 1, 3. cha-cha exit. Basic. Here we go. One, three, five, 7 to 1, 3, Pachanga. 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 2, 3. Stop. 8 and 1. Try that Pachanga basic in the circle. Hey, basic. Come on. Reverse that basic. And top this back. Top this back. Top this back. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Side touch like to the loop. Just all right. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I hope you had some fun with a little taste of Pachanga. I already gave all of the good night speech to everyone, so thank you so much. Be sure to check out all the episodes if you missed anything earlier on, and we'll see you in June. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night. Ah, ah. Make sure that party is it up.
Mami, yo traigo los caramelos, sabrosos pa' tu boquita. Caramba, si tú no pruebas chiquita, negra te como el caramelo, 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 caramelo. Oye, yo lo traigo de todo y piña. Venimos y el día de la caramba, yo no le pego a la vieja, solo le pego a la niña.